Hi everyone, Peter here, and today we're doing something a little bit different because I was talking to a friend and I realised how much cool stuff I have in the archives which has never seen the light of YouTube Day until now. The first interview that we're going to be talking about is one I did back in 2020, February 2020, because I believe we reference something that happened that year. I don't know if you remember it. There was that whole thing that happened 2020. So this one is with John and Robby from the Goo Goo Dolls. Take a little listen to what happened when I spoke to them. This is the Peter Greenwood Show, and I am backstage in a green room at the O2 Academy with two gentlemen sitting to my immediate left.
Where?
To my immediate left.
Oh, that's us.
That's
Sorry,
you guys.
I'm confused. Everyone drives on the wrong side of this road here.
That's wild to get used to, isn't it? Because I went to America a few years ago, and I kept on trying to get in what on our side is the passengers, but on your side is the driver's side.
It's a little dangerous.
It is a bit, if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
Could you introduce yourselves for me, please?
Okay, my name is John.
And I'm Robby.
And you are the band.
Yeah,
We're
the
to talk
Goo Goo
about.
Dolls.
How are you guys?
Goo Goo Dolls.
You well?
Yeah, very good. Very good. You know, we've just been up here in Scotland for like 4 or 5 days doing rehearsals and tweaking some bits of the show and putting it all together, and tonight is the first show.
Do you still get nervous after all this time before going on stage?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely I'm better at controlling it, but it's still there.
I think if you're not a little nervous, you don't care, at all.
Yeah.
Like you got to be a little nervous.
That's what an old lecturer of mine said. He said, if you're not nervous before doing a radio, I do radio, so if you do a radio show, it's nothing compared to what you guys do, but if you don't get nervous before doing a show, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. No, it's true, because I mean you care, you're putting some effort into it. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, you're putting yourself out there for the audience.
Yeah. I mean, public speaking is one of those things that they say, at least in America, they say that people would rather die than speak in public.
Is that true?
Yeah, so a lot of people are more terrified to do public speaking than anything else.
Let me ask, it's 30 years of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Does it feel like 30 years?
Yes.
Some days, for sure.
Yeah. It depends on what day you catch me. Yeah. Some days I'm like, oh my God, what have I done with my life? And then other days I'm like, wow, I've done a lot of cool stuff with my life.
So I was going to ask you the same question.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it feels like a long time. I don't know, it's just we've been doing it our whole lives pretty much, so it just sort of seems like the next day to me. I don't know if that makes any sense.
And I have no viable skills. I'm unemployable unless I do this. So
yeah, that's one of the things that I find a lot of musicians say. They're like, if I wasn't doing this, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Do you still... what am I trying to ask? It's been 30 years of the band. The 31st year technically coming up this year, but 30 years. Has it been a year of celebration for the 30th?
I think it's been a year of trying to be grateful and mindful of where I'm at in my life, and just the fact that I've been able to pay my rent and then buy a house, by playing music, and we've actually been able to play music and write and tour for this long. It's pretty rare. A lot of bands don't get that chance. I mean, I think, and for us to be around that long and actually making a living at it is we're in a very small exclusive group.
Pretty incredible, I'm going to be honest, because I'm a fan of you guys. I don't want to sound like I'm gushing because I'm sitting in front of you, but I'm a fan of you guys.
Well, thank you.
I literally grew up listening to you guys.
Thanks.
So, what's been some of the best moments? I know it's 30 years to look back on, but do you have a moment that sticks out?
Yeah, when I paid off all my student debt.
Yeah,
I paid off my student debt. I didn't want to, but then looking back on it, I'm like, oh, thank God I got out from under that. But there were great moments for me. My personal, I was given an award the Songwriters Hall of Fame in New York,
Really?
which was some pretty awesome company in there, and I felt really proud of that. You know, I was very proud when I had enough money to, you know, to help my family out a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
that was a great feeling, because, you know, when you're in a band and you're just coming up, it's like, you know, hopefully you have a girlfriend with rich parents that pay the rent and she lets you stay there, and then and your family helps you out. And it takes a lot of people to get a band off the ground, and then I think people's families and the girlfriends are really kind of the unsung heroes of the indie rock world, because they're always helping you some way, lending you a van or $100, or you know, letting you sleep on the couch and doing the things like that, you know. Luckily, you know, I was 19 or 20 when that was going on. I mean, it would be ridiculous for me to call my sister, "Can I stay with you?" I don't think that would work now.
Would she object, do you think?
No, she'd let me stay.
That's
yeah,
nice.
she'd let me stay. I'm her little brother. She has to.
What about you? Do you have any fond memories of 30 years?
I mean, there's just so many, you know. I mean, we've played so many crazy places I never thought I'd be in my life, you know, and just sort of standing there on the stage, like, you know, the place I saw Kiss and the Kinks when I was a kid, you know, back home. Like, we got to play there before they tore it down. Like, that was a huge day for me. Sort of felt like full circle, you know, like I was seeing it from the other side, you know, and that was pretty exciting. Or being able to share, you know, a hometown show with some of our family, you know, and bringing them to the show, and, you know, having my grandmother come see us play before she passed away, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like those kind of moments that like actually affect your life, you know, are pretty great. Yeah.
Like big life moments where you're like,
Yeah.
yes, I have checked this off. This
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
put to sleep. I'd like to ask you a little bit about the new album. I've got a copy of it right here.
Oh,
the most recent
Look at
album.
you.
Look at this. I haven't actually seen a physical.
You know, there's kids who don't even know what those things are.
Yeah.
They're like, what are those things? What is that book? What's
Yeah.
that strange book you have?
I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she has a copy of this,
Right?
and she loves it. She loves this album
Yeah.
cover. She carries it around. She goes, "That's Miracle Pill."
There you go.
Daddy sing Miracle Pill.
I do like this album. This is what it sounds like, by the way, in case you're curious.
There it is.
That's the album.
That's what an album sounds like these days.
The album is called Miracle Pill. Tell me a little bit about it. How long did it take to come together? What was the origins of it?
We'd just gotten done doing a small tour in the States for celebrating the 20th anniversary of Dizzy Up the Girl, which, you know. So we went out, played the whole album, did that whole thing, and playing those songs made me realize that and doing that tour, it made me realize I gotta move. Like, I was like, I need to move forward, you know, because I took a 20-year step back, you know, and we still play songs off that album because that's probably our most popular record, and but to be immersed in a time capsule.
It's stuck in that headspace of the
Yeah.
time when you wrote it as well?
Yeah, I started to remember what was going on in my life and how it was, and then once I got home, I was like, I need to, you know, I'm still going to play those songs, but it just sort of shut the door on a lot of the more emotional aspects of that time in my life. And I was like, I need to get to work on something fresh and new. And that was the result.
This is the product that I'm
That
holding in my
is,
hand,
yes.
Miracle Pill. Do you have a favourite, this is such a silly question to ask, but do you have a favourite song on the album?
Let me see. Let's take a look here. Oh, there's no track listing. It's on the back. Okay. I mean, I love Miracle Pill because there's something mildly tongue-in-cheek about the whole thing. I like it. It's sort of, and you know, and it's got this kind of I'm going to use this British thing, this kind of cheeky piano line in it, and it's fun. It's just a fun song, you know, and it tells a story about a guy who's just so sick of his life he'll do anything to change it, you know.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite track on the album?
I think all the songs are so different from each other. Really, it's
Yeah.
like it's really hard for me to pick one, But I like the whole thing, man.
That's good. That's good that you like all the tracks on it, because a lot of sub bands will sometimes say, "Oh, this one isn't quite good," or "This one wasn't quite ready." But if you're happy with the album, that's a good
If you
thing.
squeezed us for long enough, you might get that. But
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, why would you put it on the record if it wasn't done?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm weird like that because I don't have like a big vault of B-sides and unreleased material.
Really?
Nothing. I have nothing.
I always imagine like just massive archive of you guys.
No, because it's just, if it didn't wind up on some form of an album or something, it was shit. So
Yeah.
why? I always, when I buy like B-side collections, I'm always like, this is all shit. I very rarely am I like, oh my god, that song should have been a great hit. But so I'm a brutal editor.
I'm going to let you guys go, but I want to ask, what are your plans for 2020? Do you have more tours coming up throughout the year?
Yeah, we're doing the UK. Then we're doing a couple of dates in Asia, unless of course they're not letting people into Asia.
Or out.
I'll wear a mask. I'm going.
It'll be a good time. You'll be fine. Just
we'll
don't
be
breathe.
fine. Just take your vitamins. President Trump says that once it warms up, the flu will die and go away because he's a doctor.
Well, he was trying to be a police officer this morning.
Yeah,
Good for him.
I heard.
Said nobody ever.
And then we're going to tour the U.S.
Yes, then we're
this
going to tour
summer.
the U.S.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't tell you how great it's been to sit and speak to you. I thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. It was fun.